every time fire for your ass. Remember that. We ain't playing with y'all. We're gonna bring this information to you the way you want it, man.
Well, I am now with my turn to come in now. Reparation is a realistic thing. We not rejoice to conquer and conquering now. Balance and respect you hear from whence I come in now. Here I see the sea is the Almighty King. First what we do, we want a house cleaning. All from the ancient future man country with trouble reptilian lion is a pattern and ricochet no bring up. Love for you want and have the real something. How you so careless in a handling these things. The Greco-Roman Judeo-Christian tradition is about these things. Love Nazarene, fire. True spirit, with the true King spirit, true King spirit.
Greetings, blessings, flying to your beautiful, beautiful spirits in space. Baaba, to offer your essence in the place. Going ahead of myself. My name is Priestess Gendez Neferatu, and I am one of the on-carry priestesses of the Shrine of Baaba. Well, interpret being here. I will be your priestess, mistress of ceremonies this evening.
I'm your brother, King Simon. Yeah, I gave away the microphone. Yes, I did so. And I'm honored to be here, and love and honor to you, sir. You know how we do, brother. Hotel. And I'm one of the MCs for the evening, alongside these beautiful people.
Yimhotep family. I am the head netter and tepi of the Shrine of Ma'at, Heru Jedid Ma'at Atimra, also known as Jabari Osaze. But before the Shrine of Ma'at, I am a priest of the Shrine of Baaba. And I must say that it is beautiful to see all of my siblings here to greet our parents. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And the most priceless thing you'll probably see this entire afternoon is Baaba's face on top of the throne being held aloft. We murder you, we love you, Baaba. We are looking forward to a wonderful afternoon with our Baaba. And at this point, we would like to bring forward the men of the Temple of Anu. You're going to hear a lot from the Temple of Anu. They are one of the amazing products of the legacy, and they are here in full force. So we'll be hearing a hesi from the men of the Temple of Anu.
Before we bring out the men, actually we're going to lead you in Hesi. My name is Sanet Mimi Herit Sama'akaru. I come from Temple of Anu. And does anybody know why we do Hesi in here? Anyone? Don't be shy. Yes, to raise the vibration. So we're going to lead you in this. By all means, this is audience participation, so we are not here to perform for you. We do want you to stand up with us. We have a little bit of a call and response. So before we do that, we actually want to teach you the words. So the words are, mighty nation, rise up, Samai Tawi. Samai Tawi means the unification of the two lands. Can everybody say that with me? Mighty nations, rise up. Mighty nations, rise up. Samai Tawi. Samai Tawi. Mighty nations rise up.
Mighty nations rise up.
Samai Tawi.
Samai Tawi.
That's easy, right? Okay, good. So we're going to sing the Mighty Nations Rise Up part, and you guys are going to respond with the Samai Tawi, okay? So it's going to sound like this. Mighty nations rise up. Samai Tawi. Mighty nations rise up. Samai Tawi.
you all to rise up as we sing Mighty Nation, Rise Up. We need all of you.
We are doing African testing. Y'all are acting like y'all never heard music before. Y'all supposed to be moving, okay? There's supposed to be clapping happening. There's supposed to be stomping happening. This is a celebration. Y'all are looking like, my child, like, my child, we ain't never done nothing for you. My child, we did something for you. So what are you gonna give back? That's what we're here to do today. We're here to give energy back. And that we gave energy too much. So stop acting sick. This is not a time to act sick. You understand what I'm saying? Are y'all ready to chant? Are y'all ready to do this for real? Y'all was fooling around a minute ago. I thought that was like a practice run or something. That's cool, y'all was practicing, but now we about to do it for real. Are y'all ready to do this for real? All right, because when they say smile, I want to hear y'all all the way in the back from the gut. My child, y'all understand what I'm saying? Are y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are y'all ready? Y'all hear me? Y'all ready? All right, let's do this.
All right, y'all have been charged. That's right.
Mighty nation, rise up. My time, mighty nation, come on and rise up. Rise up for your daughter and your son. For Baaba, rise up. Come on and rise up. Oh, mighty nation, rise up. Come on, mighty nation, rise up. Come on and rise up.
feel lifted, right? And it wasn't nothing artificial. You just got lifted by the Hesi. That's the way we have done this for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Thank you once more for the amazing Hesi by the Temple of Baaba. We have a wonderful elder who is going to grace us with the Black National Anthem. This is the New World Warrior. Please give him a hand. Please come forward.
Hotel African family, we hope that everybody here is not like what I've been facing in Harlem for the past year. I've been playing the Black National Anthem since the 1st of May 2016. My heart is broken, but I'm hoping you all will help lift me up because I feel like I'm among the African family for the first time, and I like it a lot. So, I want to play the Black National Anthem for you, and hopefully you know it. And please teach it to your children because the apathy we practice is heartbreaking.
The New World Warrior. Wow, thank you. Divine thanks. Divine thanks. We have a full agenda, but I even want to, and sometimes it's a bad idea to welcome everyone in the audience that you see because you will miss somebody. But clearly I think that we need to at least acknowledge that we are seeing, we saw the brother of our elder Baaba Heru come in. Baaba Paor. Let's greet him and give him word. Right now this is the elder shout out. We have to recognize also that we have Baba Mfundishi that is in the house. I know he's been traveling. Please give him word. You'll hear from all of them a bit later on, but we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge them. And we also saw the Queen Afua just entered as well. So please give her word. Now I know that there's no way I'm going to catch you all. We promise that throughout the program, we're going to recognize you. Because one of the most important things for us to do when we recognize our elders is to recognize the members of the family that they brought together. It is our responsibility to continue to be caretakers of the legacy. And so as we recognize our elder, we must recognize our siblings. Because it is through their work that we shine. It is through our work that they shine. So we must continue to recognize our siblings and the elders who have carried this torch for this long that are in the house. So we'll continue to do that. With that, I'd like to bring forward, and I'm going to try to introduce her a little bit more. There's some wonderful people I want to introduce, so I'm going to get to all of you. But I do want to bring forth the Hemet were of the Temple of Manu. Trying to make sure we get the agenda straight. So, essentially, the great lady of the Temple of Manu is going to bring forth the brothers who have a presentation for Baaba Heru. So, with that, Baaba and Bara.
Hello, everyone. The Temple of Anu is extremely happy and proud to be able to be here to celebrate you all today. So many of our members in various ways have been touched by the work of Baaba Heru, and in particular, our brothers felt that it was fitting for them to come together to organize a presentation and tribute to honor Baaba Heru and his men and much of his work. Some of the men in our group are actually sacred kingsmen. And they wanted to show you the love and the respect and the honor and appreciation that you deserve today, and make sure that the community is aware that the legacy of the Kingsmen and of the divine masculine force continues to blaze on fiery and powerfully throughout this Kemetic tradition. So without further ado, I will bring forth the Sanu of the Temple of Anu.
We forgot the rope to tie you to your seat. So feel free to fly. We'll catch you. This is an amazing experience as we honor Baaba Heru. The energy in here is very, very high. And at this point, what we'd like to do is bring forth Baaba Paor, the brother of Baaba Heru, to do the opening of the way. Please give him
That's serene. This is a glorious opportunity. Today I want to say to everyone, I marry you with barrels and barrels of love. It was Queen Afua and my beloved brother that rescued me from the storm. I have two young brothers with me. Brothers, come over, I want to ask you all a question. Come here. Come. Beloved. They just were initiated into the soul sweat. And they came with their grandfather. And I asked them a couple of questions. I'm going to ask you the same question. You ever heard of Batman? Huh?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Superman?
Yeah.
Now, who's the greatest superhero that you heard about? Uncle? From the mountain babes. Almost and so soon in the grand That's my big brother. Our ancestors left us some information, and the information that they left us were placed in 4 directions. And in those 4 directions was information of how to bring light to light the temple up. And those 4 directions has 5 organs in 4 jars. That means 1 jar has 2 organs. And a jar is placed in each direction, and when we are into that form of consciousness, we rise and we give praise to the guardians who protects those sacred organs that dwell within us. So I'm going to open the way. But before I go any further, I'd like permission to continue. I know I got that. The opening of the way came. The first opening of the way that I am conscious of is the opening of the way of my mother and father that opened the way for my brother to come and I to come to the sacred womb. So that was the opening of our first way. And my brother, you know, when you have a big brother, you have what you call a second father. You know? But see, when you have a brother that helps save your life, that's a real big brother. He can be my daddy if he wants to. You know, and he does sometimes. Because he's supposed to, he's my elder. And I have to watch my mouth most of the time. Because I go off sometimes. So, I don't want to, I can go on a long, long time talking about what he has done. But anytime a man will join a police force, right? And while he's there, there's tension on the force for 20 years. Man, they're trying to get him 3 years before his retirement, you know. They like to mess with you on your pension. When you get ready to get the pension, and you see you work up 3 years, they're going to mess with you. So they try to mess with him. They want to know how come his arrest record was not up to par. And he said, because I'm a peace officer. And he went into work dressed like this. And when he went into work, he took off his silver garment, and he put on his uniform, and then he took his ankh and put over his nightstick. I mean, this is the only man in the world that would do something that bold. And the reason why he's able to do things that bold, he even took the Rahu gear and put a new color on it. That's bold stuff. But our father's name was Salvation. His nickname was Salvation Bully. You know, in his Christian tradition, he was a bully for the Lord. Well, me and my brother can be described as bullies too. We're bullied for this thing that belonged to us, that was so sacred, our culture. And we are not apologizing to anyone. Matter of fact, I go around insulting people. You know, yeah, I will insult you if you mess with this tradition. I will curse, I will even use colorful adjectives. And there's a rock in the bed. Look in the bed. And there's a rock, Poppy. Look, Poppy. And there's a rock, Nick. Look, Nick. And there's a rock, Look, and then there's a rock, us. Look, us. And then there's a rock, look, I stand corrected now. And there's a rock, and there's a rock, and there's a rock, and there's a rock, gad, and there's a rock, and there's a rock, to our and there's a rock, Alberta Armancia, and there's a rock, Jim Georges, and there's a rock, Asuncion, and there's a rock, Felipe, and there's a rock, Elizabeth, and there's a rock, Alexander, and there's a rock, to all of our ancestors, and a Nazareth, to all the wonderful, beautiful brothers who is here to celebrate my best friend, Potempo, Uncle Johnson.
My wife and I call him the militant Camite. You see why, right? The militant Camite. He's gonna get you if you're not on point, so he's gonna get you. I would like at this point to bring back the Hemet-Wer of the Temple of Anu, Priestess and Baaba.
So, I picked the short straw to have to speak after Baaba Power. I want to share with you all some words from one of our great and glorious ancestors, because it is their words that help to sustain us and also that help to show us the path that we should go as we embrace this Kemetic tradition. Our great ancestor Kenti said, "Truly great is a great person when his men and women of stature are great. Strong is the one who has counselors, and wealthy is one who is rich in persons of stature." When I look around this room, I see not only you in your greatness, but I see all of the many men and women that you uplifted in your work. I see them and in their greatness. I see the traditions that they've established and the lives that they've touched, the lives that they were only able to touch because you touched their lives first. And if nothing else is true about you, Baaba Heru, it is absolutely true that you are great, and the evidence of your greatness is in how great the people around you are. And they are made better by you, made better by your example, made better by your friendship, made better by your leadership, and made better by your persistence and your diligence in this great tradition. You are an example to all of us about what it means to be unapologetically Kemetic. And that is what all of us strive to be, day in and day out. Baaba, this is for you, a small gift, on behalf of the Temple of Anu, much myrrh, and we wish you Am Ujasanev today and every day.
When I'm on 125th Street, I see these brothers holding the tradition down in the hood, so that people who don't know that they can will. And so I'd like to bring them forward to make their commentary.
Peace. Thank you, Jabari. Thank you, family. Please give it up for our brother Jabari. He has reinstituted a level of faith back in me for this community. And he's a true testament to Baaba Heru's in the community's work. All right, so please give it up for our brother. Now, Baaba Heru, Brother Samaj, is someone who knew us before we knew ourselves. Okay, he's a family friend. My mother and my grandfather's good friend, so he knew us from the womb. You know what I'm saying? Before we even took a first breath on this planet, he knew about our arrival. He knew about, what it was that we came here destined to do. And he has been diligent in reminding us, telling her that it was just a cycle we was going through and we will come full circle. So he was the very first one that I attribute with even introducing us to the Kemetic legacy, you know what I mean? And explaining to us the importance of taking off the diamonds and putting on, the joinery, the studio guitar pieces, and, just adorning ourselves in the culture and the tradition and making it cool for the young people, you know what I'm saying? So I attribute the brother for putting us on this journey, and we have come a distance. We still have a ways to go, but there's been many things that we've been able to do in this journey, and we can't help but attribute our brother for never giving up on us, and thus forth we'll never give up on the people. So thank you, Baaba. I just want to echo my brother's sentiments and just say love and light to Baaba Heru. It does my heart a great service when I look in the audience and then we see the global movement that has formed, you know, as a result of our elders being diligent, of the teachings manifesting, of the great works that Queen of Four has done, of the great works that Mama Pill has done, of the great works that everybody, Baaba Infudishi, I could go on for days, but we have amongst us very big giants in our community and we honor them. Hopefully what we're doing, you know, makes them pleased, you know what I'm saying? We're standing on their shoulders, we represent them. For all of the youth that are out there who have answered the calling and are standing up, reclaiming their culture, standing proud, I see you, we love you, we're here for you, and we do what we do for you. Salute, Hotep, love and light, peace. All right.
I have a small token, a small gift for you. I want to present the brother with his favorite sea moss. You know, I'm doing my part with keeping Baaba young as possible. Okay? So I'm going to give him his gift.
Give the brothers a round of applause. Give them a better round of applause. You see them on Brother Rich show all the time. You see them on Sunday show all the time. And Mama Pill, stand up, girl. Just stand up and show them how young you are. That's Mama Pill right there behind you. Greetings. As a matter of fact, there's a lot going on in this country, in the Virgin Islands, after the hurricane. So we want to send our prayers. We want to send our salute. As a matter of fact, her youngest son is still out there. So we want to be able to send help and assistance to all those people in the Virgin Islands. I know I just spoke to a sister that know me from SOBs back in the day when I used to run all the reggae shows and soca shows and SOBs, and she's also from St. Croix, right? She's from Totola. So that is a very important part of our family, and we want to send, if we can, make any donations. Hopefully we can link up with KT, the Arch Degree, or Kamani Tate, because he's also helping on the ground right now over there in the Virgin Islands, of Totola and St. Croix and the various other places, and he's trying to help as much as he can, and we all got to contribute as far as disasters, because disasters are coming, and as a disaster preparedness person for many years, I ask all of you that are listening to my voice to be proactive and not reactive. Believe me, it's time. It's time. As long as we got this crazy Donald Duck in office, it's time. And he's trying to cause all kind of rifts, but nature is also saying things. And we've been here for a million years, Pet family. So we've been through all these earthquakes and all that, so we just have to learn to prepare and be proactive. I want to bring back Brother Jabari. Give Brother Jabari a well-deserved round of applause once again.
That's up, family. Actually, I'm just here to hand the mic over to the mistress of ceremony, Priestess Yendis Neferetu.
Thank you, Jabari. Blessings to you. Nothing worth having comes easy, but it's a beautiful thing. It's in the birthing. I want to read something to you. I began my Kemetic journey with the Shrine of Ptah in 1997, and I have the Kemet 101 flyers in 1997. Baaba? Kemet 101. Thursday, December 2nd and December 9th, it was orientation to begin December 16th, 1997. It was so powerful, and I was so full. Jabari was there, Anika was there, we graduated in the same class. I came back again because it was too much. I came back in 1998. Yes, March 17th. The 24th, it was a March 31, another Kemetics 101 class. Everybody is talking about Kemet 101. So twice, 2 times was the charm. It was called also a Smitawi Star Ascension. That's right. This is one of the classes that we had to do. Do you remember this? Where we had to do the Mesu Heru, the lungs, the liver, the small intestines. This is all my notes. Yes. Kept the notes. kept the notes because my life right now, my spirit, still stands on Kemet 101. Still stands. Kemet 101 was the prerequisite for Sacred Woman. It was best if you actually sat and studied with Baaba for Kemet 101 before you actually went into the Sacred Woman with Priestess Queen Afua. So how did I come to Kemet 101? The study of our ancient African Kushite Kemetic legacy, an ancient spiritual system. Baaba Heru instructed us Falcons, as we were affectionately called, on intense living style practices which were taught to us to assist in decalcification of the pineal gland in order for initiates to process this next level of spiritual teaching. It was intense. Each week, Tuesday evenings, in honor of Heru, we wore red and white. The day of Heru, we talked about, he shared dynastic periods, deities, landmass, etc. Many of us are either right-brained or you're left-brained. You decide what of the teaching holds you or you gravitate to, and you become strong in, because everything is not for everyone, but you find your place. You find your place. You do the work. Many of you may not know, that was part of my speech, Jabari, that Jabari, with wife Dr. Anika Osaze, and I were in the same class and initiated by Baaba Heru. I must say, I was absolutely honored to serve as this evening's mistress, priestess of ceremonies. Heru Ankh-Ra Samaj Sepata, aka the Ankh Man himself, Baaba Heru. We are delighted that you have joined us this evening to honor and celebrate this extraordinary individual, our elder priest. His essence, an individual who has extended his passion, his craft, his wisdom and experiences, his service and endeavors to ensure that his life's work and his contributions to the upkeep, the elevation of the essence of our Kemetic ancestral legacy in the city be as far-reaching as his grand spirit. There was a young man, many of you may know him. There was a Kemetic hip-hop that was, I guess, oversawn by Supernova, maybe Ali, maybe you were a bit younger when Supernova had the Kemetic hip-hoppers. There was a brother named Revolution. Revolution was my very first apprentice as far as me teaching a young man about herbology, about how to care for hair, how to run a business from my home kitchen laboratory. So under my tutelage, Revolution actually ventured out and he met Baba's granddaughter, Naima. He came back and he said to me, Yendez, I went to this place on Kingston, 106 Kingston Avenue, and these people, they do things somewhat like you do here. You would love these people. You gotta come check this out. So I said, okay, you know, let me give me the information, and on a free Tuesday, I will go. And I walked into the building, I smelled the sage, the peppermint. You take off your shoes at the door. You walked in, there were deities all over the walls. There were clouds on the blue, the beautiful sky blue. It was beautiful, and my spirit said, you're home. You're home. And I've been living the legacy to the best of my ability. Something that Queen Afua said when we graduated from Sacred Woman. She said, sometimes life pulls you in different directions, but if you can remember to keep your pinky toe on your seat, you can always come back. You can always come back. So Baaba, I have maintained, sustained Kemet 101 to my best ability. And every day from my chair, I've been able to share just a little bit. Sometimes it's just people wanting to know what this symbol is. So I teach a little bit of Kemet 101 every day to teaching what this Ankh is all about. The information was really, really powerful, and Baaba gave such intense homework I also remember the Hesses and what the Hesses would do for us if you did it correctly. They tuned different organs of the body when you did Hesse. There were some times that we went home after 30 minutes of Hesseing and different parts of the intestines were activated, different parts of the liver were activated, and the body got to cleanse itself so that we can, each week, we just absolutely started to elevate in consciousness, elevate our health. The more that we noticed that we were cleansing, we noticed the more that we could take in the information. And me personally, I'm more of the earth spirit, the artist, the air spirit. So a lot of the history and the numbers, the dynastic periods, the years, they didn't stick. But what I love the cosmology and the aesthetics of Kemet. So wherever I could, I tried to keep the pictures around me, so that would keep feeding my spirit. And as long as you are open, the ancestors will speak to you and they will help to guide you where you need to go with this legacy. And Baaba, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. I'm so happy to be here. You've been the spiritual father in my life. Some of you know my father recently transitioned about 2 weeks ago. Last week we buried my dad. And Baaba, you remind me of him a lot, actually. And so the relationship that I really didn't physically have with him, I felt like I had with you all these years. So, thank you. Toi and ter. At this time, I would like to bring up, there's something. Please join me one more time in a round of applause for my co-MC, the one and only Brother King Simon. Brother King Simon, one of the hardest working men in Brooklyn when it comes to promotions. It's not always easy, but you are a force to reckon with. And thank you for opening the way. You helped to open the way for this. And we filled in where we could. Thank you. Very much appreciated. And next up, representing the Abutu M'Ankh, my divine first sister in spirit, Rohena Ma'at Sekemet, who Baaba affectionately refers to as his satellite priestess. Give her a round of applause. Rohena Ma'at.
Okay, thank you again. Thank you everyone for coming out to honor and celebrate the life, the works, and everything that we know about Baaba Heru Ankh Samaj Sikhitar. There's a lot of speakers and presenters that will be before you this evening, and some will be speaking about Baaba Heru the elder, Baaba Heru the teacher, Baaba Heru the mentor, Baaba Heru the craftsman, Baaba Heru the brother, Baaba Heru the father. But Baaba Heru the musician. But I wanted to speak on Baaba Heru and his role and significance in our life within our sacred circle known as the Abutu M'Ankh in Minifer. Now 10 years ago, Baaba insisted that it was time for him to train some more priestesses so that the Kemetic knowledge and legacy can continue, and so that our Kemetic lifestyle can be continued and passed on through the mouths of women. He put out a call, and there were about 10 that answered. And they answered with the interest, and then we had to give the intent on why we wanted to be priestesses. So after we met, we had our first class, and that class was on Sunday, August 12th, 2007. Baaba Heru opened that class, and he stated, I am looking to expand the Kemetic family. I am looking to resurrect Heru in all of her 7 aspects. And I'm looking to you to embody all of her. All of us. We started our training, and within our training of meeting for several years, it felt like it was supposed to be for 2 hours, 2 years. And I remember when we were at year 4, we were like, was it supposed to be 2 years? But it never ended. We met monthly, the first Sunday of every month, and it was more than lectures and research and talking about our written assignments and our intense reading. It was a circle of nurturing, a circle of support, and a circle of upliftment. We honored and celebrated one another's achievements as well as our challenges. It was one session where Baaba Heru said, "Beloved, it is time." And we're like, time for what? And he says, it is time for you to see divinity in its feminine form. So we had a lesson on the sacred divine feminine like we have never received before. Do you remember that class? When Baaba got to the end of teaching that class, we were like a little confused because we were like, what? We have what? And we could do what? And then we were like, for real? And then it was like, so that's what Black Girl Magic really means. Because we got the lesson that day. So then the following month we came back and we're like, Baaba, can you go over what you were teaching us again? And he's, if you know Baaba, have a relationship, Baaba will start to yell because he's very passionate, and he's like, how can I have a group of women before me and you have never heard this information before? So at that moment we realized that as women, as priestesses, it was our duty to continue to teach, train, coach, and provide the total information to our women of what a sacred divine feminine really is. What she is, who she is, what she possesses, and the magic that she can manifest and create on various aspects. We have our, these are long dresses, but we have significantly long skirts with leggings all up under there. Then we had the high boots over the long leggings. And over the years, you have seen us evolve to one shoulder out and properly adorned with waist beads and yende selling yoni eggs. And we're just being in tune to who we are as women and knowing the power of who we are. Baaba Heru, not only did you honor us and respect us as women, you also honored and respected us as mothers. And you told us that as mothers, it is your job to correct the miseducation of our children and do it from within your own homes. So you also charged us with being great mothers to pass on the information that you have given us to our seed. There is not enough time that each one of us can express to you, whether individually or collectively, what you have given us, what you have done for us. Regardless of our failures, our challenges in life, you have never turned your back on us. You have never casted us out and exiled us. You have never judged us. But what you have done was remind us that when we fall and get back up, we will ascend higher and greater than our previous ascension. So I thank you for that information. I thank you, we thank you for always believing in us. You don't even realize how much we bicker and fight over you. Behind the scenes. We have Yendez. She'll say, has anyone spoken to Baaba? And I'll say, no, no one's heard from him. And then Deborah will chime in, well, Helen has because she was just there bringing him sorrow. And then Elsie would say, well, Helen is his favorite. So then I'll check in and I'll call Elsie. Elsie, have you heard from Baaba Heru? Because I've been texting him and leaving him messages and he won't return my calls. But then Elsie would say, well, Nzinga said he's been texting her all day. Nzinga's his favorite. And it was recently brought to our attention that whenever Yendez puts a post on Facebook, Bob is all over it, responding. But when the rest of us do, crickets, this is silence. So Helen had to say, well, you know, Yendez is his favorite. And so now I feel a kind of way because throughout all these years, I always thought that I was your favorite. So we may never know who amongst all of us out here and out there who could not make it this evening, who is his favorite? Okay. But what we do know, that you will always be our Baaba, and you will always be our favorite comedic rock star. And with that in mind, the Ubuntu has a gift for you. Where is it?
Baaba, a little bird called and whispered in my ear and said, Baaba would really, really, really love this gift if we, Ubuntu, were to be able to manifest this for him. And just judging by the look on your face right now, I think that you realize what we're unwrapping here. And Baaba always compliments me on having all the fabric. If you need fabric, Yendez has the fabric. Yes, yes, yes. We had no idea what you would like, more fabric, yes, or what you would like as far as the instrument itself. So you can let us know if it's to your liking.
about the wicked Heru of Egypt land. When you know your own story, not history, you cannot be so easily moved. Like ancestors, the lies they teach in Sunday school. Our land of Sumo was a great dark nation, so is the place they call Egypt. But they tried to trick you into thinking that nothing great could be planned like you. They be jealous of the kids of the sun and all they to be the firstborn of the human race. I want you to forget your black father. I'm sorry. I hope you won't find out Jesus was Heru. Much worse, your holy mother Isis became a Holy Ghost. It's time to bring the chickens home to roost. But if you about the wickedness of Rome and England. I want to put your head in a noose. Come on, let's talk about jihads and crusades, slave ships on Atlantic waves. Blessed by the Pope's own hand, the USA and the Church of England. Foreign religious interpretation is what caused Kemetic separation. Involvement in the political nation will never solve the economic condition. They tried to destroy us with chattel slavery, apartheid, and the lynching road. They tried booze and heroin, LSD and cocaine, and now crack the super dope. But we people of the sun have found to give life to freedom and dignity. The ancestors and the others are revealing to us the Nubian Kamite legacy. So stop cursing your black ancestors of Kemet and Sumenako Egypt and Babylon. The finger of suspicion points to the US, Rome, and England. Remember, Chuck Billings went to Mississippi and Stephen Biko. We Africans are the elders of this earth. The Dogon said Kotola gave us birth. Serious, serious people. Serious people. We know the truth, so let them Babylon. We know the truth, so let them Babylon. I put another couple of words somewhere around Give Mounts and Praise.
I know that was very enjoyable. Thank you so much, Baaba Heru. Thank you so much. I would say you are enjoying the gift. And thank you to the little bird that whispered in our ears. Thank you so much. Thank you. At this time, it is my divine pleasure to present for your enjoyment another one of my diverse sisters who I'm sure will not disappoint your ears and your soul at this time. Every time I'm fortunate enough to be in a space where I hear this beautiful songstress bless the space, I either feel like I want to jump for joy, or it touches me so much that I feel like I just want to cry. But each time is very enjoyable, a very soul-touching experience. I'd like to welcome my divine sister, friend, songstress, Imani Scott.
Hetafu family. Hetafu Sana.
These are some archives from the Kemetic 101 era. I guess we all keep our notes. I have a whole drawer full, and I have them all preserved. So I have all of these flyers. I have extras. So if anyone would like extras back there at the table. Reminisce back on the Kemet 101. Oh my goodness. From the days of the Bowery. From the days climbing. How many of us here would climb up those steps? It was what, 5 levels to the 5th floor. And I'm telling you, I used to come in from Long Island. I was living in Long Island then. In Westbury, Long Island. And then West Hempstead, actually. I think when I started to come into the Shrine of Ptah, I was had moved. It was the beginning of my rebirth. The rebirthing of my consciousness of my entire life. And I remember there was a series of things happening during that time. I started going to First World in Harlem with Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, all the scholars. Some of y'all know about First Row on Convent Avenue, right? Yeah. So that whole era was a rebirth because I was asking the question, why am I here? I really wasn't clear on why I was still in this existence because both my parents had transitioned that were very close to me, my mom and my dad. And I was just wondering, like, waiting to transition as well. And I don't know, one thing led to another, and there I was. I met Sinur, and he was doing a herbal walk with Brother Ayodele, if you remember that time. And that's when I also, during that time, met Queen Afua. And I'm telling you, it was like, this was like, I would go to the shrine, and I would come in and look at all the, you know, the emblems and the drawings and everything, and I would just keep crying. And Sinur would be like, are you okay, my sister? And I'm like, yes, I'm home. I had found home. It was making so much sense to me, and it resonated with my soul. And so I've never left. And that was since the 90s. Lady Prima!
Imani is not coming through, so we might have to do it after power.
You're not getting it?
It's not coming through the sound yet.
Sometimes that little icon comes up for the speakers and then you click on it. Lady Prima, actually, during that time as well, that's where I got my first crystal earrings. Oh my goodness. This is an amazing experience to come back. This is my Tawi right here. But I want to start with doing something, because there's all the Hesses we do at Kingston Avenue, because we were there. We moved from Sterling Place with Queen, and then moved over to 106 Kingston Avenue. And that began a whole nother era of the Hesses, just all the things that we do back during that time. And I feel this is so profound because here we are in the Black Lady Theater with the potential of resurrecting or erecting, you know, from what Queen is doing here with Sacred Woman and Man Heal Thyself to this, you know, gathering here. I mean, this is long overdue. Long, long, long overdue. This elder has been so much in the trenches, committed to bringing us the emblems of culture, just feeding our minds. And I give thanks for to be one of the family. We spend many hours on the phone at times, just laughing and talking. And I mean, this is my Baaba for real. So I give thanks. So I'm gonna do Ptah Sekhmet Hotep, 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 Ptah Sekhmet Neferatu, Ptah Sekhmet Neferatu, Ptah Sekhmet Hotep, 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 Ptah We got some drums. We got some drums. So I'm gonna do this one in tribute to Snare. Okay, so can we get a little drum beat? It's gonna go. Who's gonna drum with us? Together? Who's gonna
you, truly bless you again with another beautiful songbird. Lady Prema. Lady Prema. Thank you.
I did not plan to sing. She's one of my favorite vocalists in the world. She's a big secret. But what I would like, I think I have the oldest arm in the world. Right now it looks like it. It hasn't been polished, but I got it in 1982 from Brother Walde, Dr. Walde Count. For a long time, I got the oldest one, yo. I got the template. But I'm going to give it to you to polish it for me. But also I have a request. I'll sing with you because you know you're one of my favorite singers. And you have two songs that I love. One is Give Thanks and Praise. That's one. Now I'll let you choose. Then there's Friends. And Friends is really my favorite. Can you play that for us? Yes, right now. Right now? Not right now. All right, work yourself up to it. I'm just really coming to introduce Queen, but I'll do a poem, a short poem, because after that song, you don't need to hear another singer. I want to say that you're a visionary, and I don't know if they said that. To me, you're a visionary, and what you did for us as a culture and as a lost people whose ID was stripped and who have been tormented and traumatized for many. One sister said it was that we're casualties of war. So I want to thank you for giving us our identity. And what I realized what you actually want from us, I just got it recently. You really want us to be living deities. That's really what you want. And I get it. Because if we're not going to bring it down like that, nothing less, we can do nothing less now. We have to bring it down because they say we're few in number, but we're really mighty in spirit. And you always said it only takes a little leaven to raise the bread. Okay? To raise the bread. So we're the leaven. We're the leaven. And so I want to say I'll dedicate this poem. I wrote this poem when I was in Hollywood. Anyway, I'm a composer and a songwriter, but I wrote this poem and it seems to be the one that people really like, so I'll share it with you. I was looking at the Hollywood sign and I was trying to promote my music there. And so it came to me, images unknown, images so far from home. Media images dictate our style. Hollywood images teach us to smile. We build our lives on distant archives, founded by mad scientists, unconscious, shameless atheists. Images tell you what to eat, tell you what to dream, and how you should compete. Too many images have filled our spirit zone. We've bought all the images, but they are not our own. I'm going to bring to you my sister. I worked with her in this legacy. I worked with her since 1987, and she has been my divine inspiration. So Queen, I'm going to invite you up. She's our inspiration for many ministries. And I always said she is the hardest working soul that I know personally. You shouldn't even have to do it. I what? The first step is purification. And all we know that don't want to apply, I'm talking to you as a 70-year-old. I am an elder. So don't play me like I'm a young chicken, because I'm not. I ain't scared either. Okay. I left New York for 10 years because it was killing me, the toxicity. So we have no choice now. But if y'all brothers, sisters, those of you that don't want to comply with nature's laws and with the purification, just begin, you might as well start to dig your grave right now. Since the playtime is over, I'm sorry. Forgive me, because I'm a little radical. That's why I don't talk much. I'm from the hood. I am still from the hood, okay? So anyway, Queen, do you have anything you want to say?
I would call the Noor Samaj the High Dalai Lama Khan. That was because he held our legacy in his loins, in his being. And he brought me through. When we came together, I was a healer for 25 years. And we came together, he was already healing. And I shared the healing further. And I always loved culture since I was 16, African culture. But he brought forth the legacy to me, and I merged that. And from that work came Sacred Woman. He's the historical advisor of the book Sacred Woman, a guide to healing the feminine body, mind, and spirit. Can we clap that up? I put together a gift. Well, every time I write, it takes years. But it will eventually come out. And I wrote a book in his honor. And the name of that book is The Indwelling Healer. And I took the songs, the Hesses, and the prayers that he would say, and we would say it together in our community, and I put it in a form, and I dedicated that work to him. 18 years together, 18 years, in our joint library, I give thanks to you. I so appreciate everything you have done. And I'm so glad that everyone is showing their love today, and they're here. Thank you, my community. Thank you, Sanoha Prasamad Sekutah. I'm so glad you have your guitar, and they pulled it out of you to do your music. But we love you, we learn you, we love your music, we love everything that you have given to us as a nation, as a people. Wow.
I have always been so inspired by looking at the work that the sacred women have done in our community. They are everywhere. I got on the bus one day having a rough day and a sister spoke to me and I said, she didn't speak to me like a bus driver. And when I got off, I saw the ring. I was like, that's why, because she's a sacred woman. They're all over the place, right? One of the best kept secrets, perhaps, of the Shrine of Baaba was the counterpart to the sacred women. And so we don't often hear about sacred king men. And so I need to make sure that as a king man myself, I recognize my brothers who are sacred king men. If you're a king man, please stand in preparation for the presentation that the king man will do to Baaba. And I need to also say that this group where we went through the tradition and talked to each other as men should talk to each other was so powerful, because we know we live in a society in which African men, black men, are the active target of a white supremacist system. And so it is a challenge. It is, in fact, revolutionary for us to gather. And so when we did that under the auspices of Baaba, Heru, Ankara, Samad, Sepata, and truly began to not just learn history, but to talk about how we should behave with each other, it was definitely a very sacred thing. And we know that we've had king men that have come as far away as from Virginia, right? Maryland. I'm sorry, I keep saying Virginia. Maryland. And it's not like he didn't tell me Maryland just 10 seconds ago, y'all. But when I say came from Maryland, I don't mean, well, he's from Maryland, he's here this week. I mean, he got in his car in Maryland to come here.
That's right.
And so that was the impact that king men had on us. And I know that in the back there, you're going to see my brothers. I'm telling you, the Philadelphia king men hold it down. When I am in Philly, and I'm often in Philly, I've been there with my queen and said, we did a lecture, we jumped in the car, we're doing another lecture, I am hungry. And I turn around and there's food, and I go, where'd that come from? And she says, the king man. And I'm telling you that we did this over 10 years ago. So that the bonds that we have are still as strong as they were when we came through the Septet youth. So, please, king men, present Baaba with our presentation. Now, some of you are king men that are doing work in other houses and other places. You're still a king man. Come forward.
From the Shrine of Baaba, the Divine Sacred King Men, we'd like to present you with it says to Baaba, Heru, Ankara, Samaj, Sepata, Chief Priest of the Shrine of Baaba, Divine Sacred King Men, say Duawu for your commitment, myrrh, guidance, love, dedication to our African legacy. Uncle Jocelyn.
wish you all could see the patah engraved on that crystal. But it was done by king men who were across the country to give myrrh to our Baaba, who has meant so much, not just to us, but in giving to us and teaching us, you have meant so much to our families and to our mates and to those people that we teach. So your investment in us has been an investment in all these other people. And I know I see king men all over. I know that there was one point I was at the Metropolitan Museum running a tour and getting in trouble, and a brother appeared and just quieted everybody down. And then at the end he said, "I'll see you later, king man." I was like, oh, we are around. So let's just recognize our Baaba for what he's done for us so that we can do for each other. Baaba Heru.
Baaba, I just wanted to add that you have had such a major influence on all of our lives. And you've had such a major influence on all of our lives. And it is, you know, that's just a small token of what, you know, you've done for us. It's just an amazing process being a king man. Never step down. You're always there. You're always in the back of my mind, just guiding me along the way where I need to be. Throughout the time.
We said we needed to have fraternity and sorority with committed call letters. And so we started a revolution in Brooklyn College. About what year was that? 1989. Tell them the names of the fraternity and sorority that we formulated, Heru
Heru Neset Ra was a fraternity, and Heru Neset Ast was a sorority. And if you allow me to tell that story, like I said, we met in 1989. I had just graduated from Brooklyn College. I was starting graduate school at LIU. And we had a fraternity that we had started. I was an athlete in college, and we wanted to create something originally unique for black student athletes, because unfortunately most of us didn't graduate, because they used us up and discarded us. And so we created for ourselves a support system, but we had read Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. And when we read Stolen Legacy, we couldn't keep using those Greek letters and still feel good about ourselves. And so, you know, black books was a big thing in the 80s, some of you remember, right? And so we read all the black books of the times, and the black books kept taking us back to Kemet. And we said, you know, we gotta learn this thing, but it's hard to learn from a book. But I had every book that was out there, so I thought I was somewhat of an expert at 22 years old. And one of the brothers went to the Africana Studies Department at Brooklyn College, and he sought some guidance. They said, you need to see this brother in Chinatown. He was like, what are we gonna learn from a brother in Chinatown? They said, no, this brother has a real shrine of Patah. You need to see this brother, you need to go see him. So I sent the younger brothers out there to scout it out first. I said, scout this thing out, come back and let me know what's going on. They scouted it out and they were blown away. They said, you gotta see this brother. You think you're an expert, you gotta go see this brother. So we made an appointment to come see him, and I had a knapsack full of books. Because I was used to chewing up preachers and Jehovah's Witnesses and everybody else who stood in the subway and on the corner and said, yeah, I'll chew them up. So I said, I got my stack of books and see if I can chew him up too, see if he's real. And I knew something was different when I got there. Now, it was Chinatown, but when you walked up, some of you don't know how many flights of stairs. I think it was like 6th floor or something, 5th floor. But I mean, how many? 68 steps. And again, so 68 steps. So you're going to be humble by the time you get up those 68 steps. And then you couldn't just walk in. You had to bow to get in. Because of the way it was constructed, you had to bow. And you didn't realize that there was a statue of Ptah right on the other side. So you was bowing to Ptah the moment you walked in. And I walked in thinking it was going to be another storefront preacher type of thing, and I was blown away. Blown away. I was so blown away that I came back again and again. I sat at his feet for an entire year. Got initiated, and I got my uncle. Way back then, 1990, I got my uncle. And our relationship has been interesting because he's a leader and I'm a leader. He's a leader and I'm a leader. But one of the great things that he said to me when I got my uncle, because my thing was like, okay, I want to learn more. He said, you're going to learn more, but you got your wings, you got to get out there and fly. He said, you're a martial artist, I want you to learn African martial arts. He said, you really want to understand this culture, I want you to learn the language. I want you to get out there and start your own team. I want you to do that, I want you to do the work. And some of you know me from that whole training thing, and some of you don't. Because I've been doing the work behind the scenes. I haven't stopped. Some of you don't see me, some of you don't know me, but those who know I still do the work. And sometimes you don't realize how much time passes. You don't realize I was 22 years old when I first came into this legacy, and I'm 50 now. I said, sometimes you don't know how much time passes. And you know, it's interesting because we use like BAM and the International African Arts Festival as like a reunion. So, you know, in my mind, as long as I'm running into everybody at the festival, I'm okay. But I realized so much time spent there. Baaba, I saw him at the festival. He said, brother, you need to come see me. And just the sincerity in which he said it. I said, man, I guess a lot of time has passed. And he said, brother, I know you're a man of your word, so I know you're going to come see me. And we shook and we walked away. And he knows me because I did come and see him. And we reconnected. And I didn't realize how many years had passed since we had sat down and talked about the legacy, talked about the history, and talking about the direction that it's going in. And it was such a beautiful experience. I said, man, I can't stay away that long anymore. And then he told me, he said, you know, they're having a tribute for me. I'd love it if you could make it. Man, I knew I had something on my calendar, but I said, you know what, I'm going to make sure I get there. I said, if I catch the last 2 minutes, I'm going to get there because this is so important to me to show that type of respect. It changed my life. It changed the lives of thousands of people that I've been able to touch. Thousands of people. And there's so many people in this room, they're all grown now, but they were young. I touched them too. So, you know, we can't wait and let 10, 20 years pass. And it's a wonderful thing that we're honoring you while you are here. While you are here.
That's right.
You know, unfortunately, sometimes we wait too late to talk about what we could have, would have, should have did. So, it would be a wonderful thing. No pressure on anybody who's organized. If we can do this on a regular and recognize some of the other elders who have been around for a long time. I don't know how the thing has changed my life. I will learn that.
I told him for Deezy, we see him.
Oh, we've spoken to him. Baaba Mfundisi is coming up. We have to recognize the elders who have been doing this. And the thing is, when you live in the tradition, sometimes you don't necessarily know how old they is, right? Because they look good. but they've been doing this long and we need to recognize it. Now, my co-MCs are going to beat me up in the intermission, but I would be remiss to my king man who has traveled 4 hours to be here, who wanted to say something to Baaba. We're hoping that he makes it brief, but please, king man, briefly.
Definitely going to make it brief because I don't want to take up the time. I just want to say, Baaba, you've been a great inspiration in my life. You and Queen. When I came into the temple at that time, I was a single father, and I was going through some really, really rough times in my life, dealing with discernment and dealing with my youngest daughter having HIV at the time. And with the knowledge and wisdom that I gained from you and Queen, my daughter is still here. She was 15 at the time. Daughter is 30, she just turned 30 on June the 16th. So I know, some people say HIV doesn't exist, AIDS doesn't exist, whatever, but I know my daughter's immune system was compromised. And with the knowledge and wisdom that I got from both of you and some of the other elders in the community and the things that I've studied in dealing with natural herbs and natural healing, I was able to save her life. And I was a single father, 16 years, raising my children. And I'm still in their life. I have grandchildren, I have a grandson now that's taller than me. I just turned 50. Last year, I'll be 51 in December this year. And I give thanks for all that Smart Tabi has done for me. And I just want to continue to carry on his legacy. And I give thanks for you and Queen the rest of my life. I share to our church.